This video has been brought to you by NordVPN, a safe and fast way to browse privately online. With NordVPN, you can connect up to 6 devices at once under a single account with direct access to their 4,300 servers worldwide. NordVPN has been my go-to VPN for my privacy, and it certainly should be yours. Check the link down below and sign up using code TOASTYBROS to save up to 77% off your next purchase.
If you've been playing PC games as long as I have, you know for sure that you have that one piece of hardware or that one upgrade you made or that one PC in general that kind of just stands out amongst the pack and really changed the game for you as far as PC gaming goes. Well, for me, that card was, well, this card. Not this particular card, but this model card. This is an R9 270X, and today I'm going to be revisiting it in 2018 titles like Fortnite and PUBG and some others, and we're going to see exactly how well it performs at 1080p in those titles. So, how about we talk a little bit more about this guy, shall we? Alright, here's a little bit of a story time with Matt. Years and years ago, when I had my first gaming PC, which was probably about 7 or 8 years ago now, I used to have a system that rocked a Radeon HD 6850 and an old Athlon CPU. Now, what I eventually did was upgrade that Athlon CPU to an i7 2600K during a Black Friday sale one year, I believe it was, and we got a new motherboard, CPU, and loaded it up with RAM, and I was ecstatic with that because I wanted to make a CPU upgrade first because I was making content on YouTube.
Do it.
Yeah, I kind of knew he was doing that.
Matt, you should have helped me. You would have actually gotten in too.
Look at all them.
There's a lot of zombies down there, and Daniel just ran into them.
And I wanted to end up getting good render times in Sony Vegas. Oh man, those were the days. But with that upgrade, I had a lackluster GPU, the 6850, paired with a 2700K, which really nowadays is still a great CPU that you can get on the used market and can kind of play games still. And really, I was too broke to upgrade my GPU, so when my aunt was in town one time, I remember I was younger, we went to a Best Buy, and I was helping her out, shop around, and get some stuff, and she basically told me, go pick out something that you want. And I basically was looking around like, I don't know what I want to buy. And then I ended up looking at this graphics card, R9 270X. I was like, this is kind of expensive, but I don't know. She saw me looking at it and said, hey, go ahead and get that. And I was ecstatic. You can imagine a guy like me with my 6850 getting a free upgrade from a 6850 to an R9 270X. And yeah, I never looked back. Enough about that story. Let's actually talk about the card that I have right here. This card is the MSI Twin Frozer 4 R9 270X. Now this version has 2 GB of VRAM on board, not 4 GB. The one that I had did rock 4 GB of VRAM, so it was nice in some games that demanded VRAM, but this one was actually from our manager Zach's old PC before we upgraded to a GTX 1060, which, if you're interested in seeing that PC upgrade, we did a full video on it in a Thermaltake P3 case. Looks really clean. Hit the eye in the top right corner and check that video out. But this graphics card basically held him over for a long time until he upgraded to the 1060, and I just want to do a video revisiting this thing to see what it's like in 2018. I've always been a big fan of the MSI Twin Frozer coolers, and this one is no exception. Yes, it is an older card by today's standards with its 2 GB of VRAM and 1300 MHz core clock. It's not going to wow anybody, and it kind of just resembles something like a GTX 1050 nowadays compared to what it was a few years ago as a really good budget-friendly GPU to pretty much play games like Battlefield 3 at max settings when that game released. Or was that Battlefield 4? It was one or the other. But what we're going to be doing is throwing this up against the popular titles like Fortnite, PUBG, and some others, and kind of see how this performs. So, how about we not waste any more time and go right into those benchmarks? Now, as you can tell, this GPU held its own, even though it was with the test bench of a i7-5820K to try to eliminate bottlenecks of the CPU. It did a great job in games like Fortnite, PUBG, and H1Z1. Yeah, I tested H1Z1 because it went free to play, and there are people who still play that game. The whole Battle Royale genre is just really popular nowadays. It's a great idea to always test those titles. But this GPU actually held its own, and I still see some value in this card. Now, would I recommend you go out and buy one? Only if you get a very good deal, because this is somewhere on par with like a GTX 1052 gig, if not slightly slower than a GTX 1052 gig, so only expect to pay around $70 max for a card like this if you can buy it on the used market. But we're going to be using this bad boy in a custom PC build coming very shortly to the channel that kind of involves a collaboration with a lot of other YouTubers. I'm going to leave this on screen for just a second so you can see what I'm talking about. But overall, I think this is a very interesting card and was a very interesting video to put together because I always like seeing how these older cards perform in games nowadays and to show that some of this hardware can actually last a lot longer if you handle your expectations with a little bit of ease, because sometimes you have to lower settings and you can still get playable frame rates, but sometimes you have to sacrifice quality for results, and honestly, this card still does a good job. And if I was just someone who just gamed nowadays, I probably would still be happy with this card. And that about wraps this video up here, guys. If you like this video, leave a like down below and comment 270X in the comment section down below if you made it this far. Also, if you want to see when more content goes live like that collaboration, be sure to hit that subscribe button to know when every video goes live, and turn on bell notifications and hit always notify if you want to know every single video at the moment it gets posted. And also, if you want to see more behind the scenes coverage and stuff of that nature, follow us on Twitter, join our Discord community, and all that sort of fun stuff.
For some reason, my audio cut out at the end of editing this video, so thank you again, guys, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace!